And welcome back to the week of Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Chris J. Clark, who asked the question, who wins in a fight, Lucy from Elfen Lied versus the Skyrim universe as a whole? Now, this is one of those verses that I think does have a clear answer, but that doesn't make it a complete stomp one way or the other. Lucy is a Deinonychus from Elfen Lied. She's I can't remember if they're described as hybrid humans, or they're just a different species of humanity as a whole. But this gives her psychic abilities, particularly her vectors, which are essentially these telekinetic arms that are nigh invisible. They're extremely powerful and extremely dangerous, capable of blowing up islands when used to their fullest extent. They're capable of tearing people in half, blocking bullets, small arms fire. They can just tear through weaponry and machinery with relative ease. She's got, I think, at least a dozen of them. I can't remember what her full extent was, but they can extend a long ways. The only catch is that she overuses her power. She actually does start to, her DNA starts to break down. She starts to melt. And she's not infallible. She can still be damaged and hurt and killed. Her durability, street physical durability, is not much beyond that of normal humans. Now, the Skyrim universe is very interesting because it is, in essence, a different type of, it's a fantasy world with lore, kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons, but but different as well, where you play as the Dragonborn. Now, because it's a world of magic, it's something that Lucy is not used to dealing with. Lucy doesn't have magic in her world, and spell casting, and individuals of planetary levels of devastation in the world or beyond. Unfortunately, Skyrim does have all of that. It does have a load of magic, and it does have individuals who are planetary or, planetary? Not planetary, but planetary. There are individuals like Alduin, the dragon right there, who apparently can consume all of time, or the timeline, or whatever. He's far stronger than he looks. There are individuals who literally can draw power from a separate dimension. Because that's apparently what the sun actually is. It's not an orb in the sky. It's a gateway to a different dimension. Or is that the moon? I can't remember which. There are individuals who can literally raise the dead. They can throw spells and hypnotize and all that. It's a world that Lucy doesn't really belong in, because she herself is not magically based. And because of that, she has no proper defense against individuals who are specialized in a lot of different types of magic, who can bypass her vectors without too much difficulty, or individuals like Alduin who can literally eat timelines and stuff like that. So it's not a question of if Lucy could make it through Skyrim. It's a question of just how far she could get into Skyrim before she's basically stopped. Now, I can say this. Things like trolls, basically non-magical entities, or individuals whose magical capabilities are so minor that they wouldn't be able to do anything to her directly. She can probably take those guys on because her vectors are just going to protect her, even against super powerful individuals in that world. Again, like trolls, I think Yetis are in there too, right? Werewolves, powerful creatures like that. She can handle any of that kind of stuff. But once you get into the heavy-duty spellcaster type characters, that's where even moderate spellcaster characters are going to give her a problem, because she, again, just doesn't have a direct defense against that. Now, mind you, they don't necessarily have an answer to her vectors either. But when you're dealing with things, supernatural creatures or fantasy creatures like, again, a dragon, you are dealing with creatures who do have extrasensory perception to certain degrees. So it's not unreasonable to think that at least some of those creatures could find a way around her vectors, or at least notice where they are. It just comes down to ultimately where she ends up in terms of the power scaling. For example, she's probably not beating the Dragonborn in a straight out fight. The Dragonborn's got his shouts, he's got his weaponry, he probably has got enough wherewithal to be able to at least sense the vectors coming his way. And someone like Alduin probably has enough durability to just take the hit from the vectors and not really be hurt that much. So ultimately, I'd say this probably goes to Lucy, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.